What's going on, guys? Boy Joey672 coming to you guys a video right now. So NFL Insider suggests that the Eagles should trade for a cornerback, and that is Artie Burns from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Artie Burns was a first-round pick in 2017. Only played, he only had one pick for the year, and then in 2018. He was benched after 2 games because he was really playing very horrible, didn't live up to his first-round pick potential. And then having a 30-year-old corner starting over him, I forgot his name. But that's what happened. He sat out. The Pittsburgh Steelers did not pick up his 5th-year option, which I think is not this year, but next year. So he is still on contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers this year, and then he will be a free agent. Now, should the Philadelphia Eagles pick up Artie Burns? Now, this is where I'm kind of going to disagree with this because I think that Howie is good. I think the coaching staff is fine with this secondary. Now, Eagles fans, I understand that we don't have a shutdown corner, but you don't just go out and find a shutdown corner. It's literally impossible. They're a dime a dozen. It never really happens. Okay, we have mid-tier corners right now that aren't bad at all. I like this group because they played together. So Howie Roseman was able to get these guys back this way. They keep that stability, keep that brotherly love inside that secondary room, and they play very, very well together, okay? Devontae Bosby was gone. Chan Sullivan played last year, was gone. Too many practice squad guys when guys were getting hurt. Too many new pieces were coming in last year, and we couldn't communicate on defense because there were so many new guys that never really started NFL games. So later in the year, Avonte Maddox, starts at safety, goes to outside corner after Jalen Mills has a foot injury, and plays absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Thrown in the fire and just played his ass off, and that's what he did. Cravon LeBlanc, a practice squad, actually started with the Bears 2 years ago and was a practice squad guy for the Lions a year before that. And, literally came to this team, played outside. Jim Schwartz had to move these guys around and see where they were really going to fit with this defense. And honestly, Cravon LeBlanc is handling that nickel spot really well. Ronald Darby is playing on a 1-year deal, going to play for a bigger contract next year. He went to the Kansas City Chiefs for a contract, came back, because honestly, for Ronald Darby to get a bigger contract, he's going to have more of a chance to get a bigger contract playing for the Eagles than going to the Kansas City Chiefs. New coaching staff, new teammates, just going through the whole, finding out the culture, playing with new pieces. So his best bet is to come back to Philadelphia on a 1-year deal and play his ass off. Sidney Jones is another guy that, a second-round pick in 2017, and he would have been a top 10 pick. Achilles injury kind of messed that up. And then, coming back, didn't look pretty damn injury prone, was getting hurt all the time. Hamstring injuries nonstop, and then coming back in the game after getting injured, which made it worse. So hopefully this year, Sidney Jones really, I want to see what he can do. I really do. Because it would be a shame if an Achilles injury really ends his whole NFL career as being a starting caliber player in the league. I want to see him do something, so we'll see about that. Jalen Mills, unfortunately, when our defensive line was getting hurt so bad that, unfortunately, Jalen Mills was just getting exposed. I think a lot of these corners got exposed. I think Avonte Maddox, especially in that wild card game against the Bears, he was getting exposed on the double moves. Jalen Mills double moves. We all know what's going on with Jalen Mills. He does a lot of this in the offseason, which he shouldn't be, because honestly, he's got a fight. He's got a spot he's got to fight for in this offseason. So a lot of pieces. Rasul Douglas, a great depth piece. He probably will never start. Everyone thinks he should be a safety. I probably agree. He's a great tackler, great attitude. He's actually gotten a lot of shape this year. So, hey, we'll see what happens. But I'm very happy with this cornerback room. I don't think getting Artie Burns is going to solve any problems. It's just adding another piece, but he hasn't been playing well. I don't know, because we brought guys in here that played very well. Like, Patrick Robinson came in here, was a former first-round bust, and he had his best, pretty much he had one good rookie year, and then with the Saints, and then that was it. And then he was just going from the Colts to the Chargers, or wherever the hell he went, to the Chargers, whatever. And we brought him in, and he literally did, became great. I mean, a few picks. I mean, that guy did absolutely amazing. We want him off the damn team after we signed Ronald Darby in that trade. We trade Jordan Matthews to the Bills. So, not to go off topic, but I think Howie Roseman is good. You don't need the whole cornerback room right now is only made at the cap hit for this year for the whole cornerback room for the 6 corners we have on the roster. $8 million. That's it. Probably the highest team with the lowest amount of cap hit for a secondary is $8 million. That's kind of crazy. Altogether, $8 million, 6 guys. So that's good. It's a big money saver. So the Eagles beef up the defensive line. So you got Derek Barnett coming back from injury. You have Brandon Graham coming back. Got his big extension that we didn't really know that was going to happen. And then Chris Long retires. You got Josh Sweat. See what he can do. I'm kind of excited to see, hey, maybe he could take a step forward. He looked good with the pressure in preseason last year. Okay, you got Fletcher Cox. You got Malik Jackson in free agency. You got Timmy Jernigan back after getting rid of him and coming back for literally $1.25 million for 1 year. You got Hassan Ridgeway. You got Bruce Hector. You got Trayvon Hester. So, honestly, Bruce Hector, Trayvon Hester. Okay, sure I got those names right. So you have depth. You have a very, very, very good defensive line right now. And in 2018, our corners got exposed because our defensive line was getting hurt. So to the point where the more we can't get pressure, our corners are going to get exposed. That's what happens with this defense. The defensive line has got to stay healthy all year. 2017, the defensive line stayed healthy that whole year. And guys benefited, cornerbacks, the whole secondary benefit off of that pass rush. Because think of it, the faster the defensive line can get to a quarterback, the less time corners have to cover, and which makes turnovers. So, I don't agree with I think we're good. I don't think, I don't want to bring it. No, keep what we have. Keep the guys. Keep the brotherly love that we have. Those guys are tight. I mean, so damn tight. This resilient team last year went from 4-6 to get into a divisional round playoff game that should have been won, but it is what it is. So getting Artie Burns from the Pittsburgh Steelers in a trade and giving up some wasting a late draft pick on a guy that you don't really have promise that he's going to come in here and really do anything. I think we have enough guys in the secondary right now. Who knows before the trade deadline? Who knows? I don't think a cornerback will come into this room, but it's either you're going to beef up. See, it's a 4-3 defense, so either you're going to pay guys on the defensive line. You're not going to go out and get a cornerback and go pay him $8 million. It's not going to happen. It's a waste of money. You're going to be in cap hell, and you got to pick one of the. If this was like a 3-4 defense with a 3-man pass rush, then you would go after some guys in the secondary. You would pay guys to be in the secondary, just like how the Jaguars did. I mean, I think they were a 4-3, but still, they had enough cap to pretty much balance it out on both sides. But I like what the Eagles are doing, especially guys that played with each other and played very well together, and everybody knows each other. You can't really. We don't have a different secondary of all new guys. This year, you pretty much have the same secondary as last year, which is great. So you can't really complain. So I don't want to make this video any longer. Just want to kind of go through the concept of why we don't need to sign another corner or at least pay one. We should be smarter than that, fellas. So that's it. So let me know in the comment section what you think about this. I will see you guys later. Shea Squad up. Fly Owls Fly.